absolutely loved that trailer. And right now, standing up here with me from the Vader Immortal team, David Goyer and Ben Snow. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we've talked about this before, David. I am a person with multiple VR helmets at home. I am a VR just fanatic.
An early adopter.
I'm an early adopter is what I am. And the idea of this experience in VR, a Star Wars VR experience in my home, is a very, very exciting thing. Because y'all also worked on Secrets of the Empire, right?
We did.
Yes, we did. That was a blast.
And that was a very different experience because obviously you're going out to a facility that's custom built, bespoke for VR.
Yes, yes.
But this is the first time Star Wars VR is coming home.
Coming into your living room, your basement, your bedroom.
You can spend a bit more time in it.
Yeah.
A lot more time.
So what I love is for this home experience, you have chosen to focus on Vader. Why Vader?
You know, when ILMX Lab contacted me about doing a VR series set in the Star Wars universe, it just seemed like the obvious person to focus on was Vader. Because one of the things that VR does better than any other medium is it transports you to another place. We've all fantasized about, you know, inhabiting these Star Wars locations and these worlds, and then it also gets you up close and personal in a way that film can't with a character. And so the opportunity to kind of get inside Vader's head a little, wander around his home, it was just too good to pass up. And the experience is very, very intense. Hopefully, a lot of you will get to try out the demo that we've got on the floor this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good time to get into the Vader story. You know, he's there on Mustafar. We got a glimpse of his castle on Rogue One. What is he up to there? And, you know, what is he going through?
Beadwork. He has his hobbies.
He's crafting.
Yeah, he's crafting, you know?
Yeah.
Idle hands is what Vader says. Tell us a little bit about this story. I mean, with the setting, obviously, and the character we are super familiar with, but tell us about the story of Vader Immortal.
I mean, the exciting thing, we work with the story group, and the exciting thing about working on this is it's all part of the bigger tapestry, so it funnels back into all the other mediums. There have already been some hints in the comic books that have been tying into this. It's also ties into Secrets of the Empire, and basically we're going to learn, you know, why was the castle, the monolith, built on that specific location. And I was always interested in if Vader didn't have the Emperor sort of breathing down his neck, what would he want to do with the Force, the dark side of the Force? And we really get to peel back the layers of that in...
we get to sneak around and maybe see him in some moments that you wouldn't normally get to see. And an important aspect of the story is that you are part of the story. You are one of the...
That was key. As a fan, and everyone here is a fan, it's the ability to sort of, you know, project yourself into a Star Wars story and actually have this relationship with Vader. And it's cool.
Well, something that we know from, like you're saying, from the comics, from other media, you don't necessarily want to be Vader's buddy. You don't want Vader to choose you necessarily.
No,
that's not a good life.
You don't want to be BFFs with Vader.
No. So can you tell us a little bit about who our character is and how we sort of get into that situation?
So you play a captain of a smuggling ship. You're sort of a rogue, and your right-hand droid, who's voice acted by Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live and
so good.
Things. Awesome.
So good. I heard her voice and I was like, yes.
She's really hysterical in the experience, and she gives it a lot of heart. But the two of you are sort of like these ne'er-do-wells who are running around running scams and things, just barely getting out of these scrapes. And then you end up getting shanghaied by the Empire and taken to Mustafar. And it's clear fairly early on that Vader's specifically interested in you because he needs your assistance in doing something. And, you know, probably the only thing worse than being taken prisoner by the Empire is being chosen by Vader to being enlisted by him.
Yeah. And this is entirely episodic.
Yes.
Do we know how many episodes we can look forward to?
This is the first in a series of 3 episodes.
Okay. And then how long will each episode be approximately?
It's cool. One of the things that's cool about, because it's immersive, because it's VR, is to a certain extent, as a fan, you get to set the pace of it.
You can take your time if you want to.
So each episode is anywhere from 45 minutes to over an hour. And that's one of the things that we learned early on in the crafting of it was people were just so blown away. We were.
Yeah.
That we wanted to take our time, and the XLab team, they've just put so much work in designing the world and the locations that people do want to linger. And so there are certain places where, the story's just coming at you fast and furious, and there are other places where you can linger and explore, and there are all sorts of Easter eggs and details you can dive into.
Yeah, we want to give you a moment to breathe, and if you go through it multiple times, and I go through it practically every day at the moment, there's a lot to see.
A lot to take in.
A lot to take in. And so, yeah, because this is a new medium, virtual reality and storytelling in virtual reality is one of the exciting things for us is exploring that. Then we worked out, we need people to have a moment to breathe. We need to let them look around, enjoy stepping into Star Wars and being in Star Wars, and then we can sort of let them experience the story.
And that's one of the things that I did enjoy about the Secrets of the Empire experience is it was a story-based experience. You were moving towards a conclusion, but there was time to turn around and mess around with the environment, really be inside of Star Wars and find little kind of nooks and crannies and little hints of the world around you.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't wanted to look inside an Imperial hangar and walk along the corridors of an Imperial castle or stand on the bridge of a ship, your own ship? So it's a good chance to do that.
We were saying that when we first started this experience, we spent a couple days just kicking around ideas of, as fans, what are things that we would want to do and things that we would want to see if we, found ourselves in this world. And so we just made this bucket list and tried to hit as many of them as we could when we were making it.
Like if Vader lives here, if this is where he is all the time, what is here in this space?
Well, yeah, when he's not force choking people, what's he doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Does he have a specific force choking room? Like some people, like my grandmother has a sitting room.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you get to explore that?
Well, there is. Yeah, he has a couple of private rooms we get in to see.
Okay.
And, yeah. Well, you'll have to wait until he...
Yeah, and on the sort of the theme of not giving too much away, we do see some saber work.
Yeah.
In this, and obviously the appearance of a saber has a lot of weight within a Star Wars story. So I'm sure you can't talk much about it, but we do know that there is an additional kind of saber mode when you're done with the story. You can actually go in and practice your saber skills.
Yeah, well, one of the things we found was that there's a moment in the story where you actually get into Vader's training dojo. Not that he needs a lot of training, but you get to experience a little bit of a lightsaber battle in there. And actually, for the fans, the training droid is voiced by Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah.
So
I know when I heard the rough check, I was like, "Is that Pablo?"
Yeah. No. He was.
That's amazing.
He was great. Yeah. So you get a bit of training, and that was so much fun that we decided, we want to let people have a longer shot at it. So we put a lot of work into making the lightsaber feel as much as you would want. You lift it up to your ear, you can hear it buzzing.
The buzz gets closer when it's by
Skywalker
ear.
sound guys did a great job with really doing that, and the effects team and everyone.
And that's one of the things that's really spectacular about it is the sensory experience once you're inside of VR. Just feeling the lightsaber, hearing it hum like you're saying. One thing that I was telling y'all backstage is, even in Secrets of the Empire, when Vader is very far away from you, it's still striking how huge Vader is when you can actually walk up to him and be like, oh my God, he's right in front of me.
Yeah, and if you thought he was striking in Secrets of the Empire, where I think he gets maybe up to 8 feet from you.
Yeah.
Imagine what it's like when you're staring up at him like this, and it's very intimidating.
One of the things that we do want to mention about Vader and his intimidating visage and voice is he is played by Scott Lawrence in this series.
That's right.
Who we all know as Yeager from Resistance. Yes. And
Yeah.
he has a history of playing Vader for Lucasfilm and LucasArts games, so this must have been very exciting to have him on board.
It was great, and we
It was
had
uncanny.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
uncanny.
it really was,
He does a
listening to
great
it.
job with the voice. He also brings a lot of depth and character to some of the sort of quieter moments with him. And we were lucky enough to have Gary Rydstrom from Skywalker Sound, who's obviously done a lot of work on the movies, work with us and work with Scott as we worked on Vader's voice. So I think it was really helpful.
And one of the cool things, too, about these episodes is we knew that we hoped Vader would be intimidating and scary, and that there would be moments of apprehension that you get to experience on this adventure. But we were also hoping to sort of see another side of him, and that's one of the things that's beautiful about his performance is there are moments, sort of privileged moments that we get to experience of Vader where he's not being the Dark Lord, and hopefully when people go through it, they'll come away with it feeling something that they didn't expect.
Yeah.
So-
And you hopefully will get it. Well, we do have a booth here with the demo,
Yeah.
and so you should get a chance if you can to try and experience
But
it yourself.
know that the demo is only a tiny, tiny slice of the first
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Excellent.
It's just to give you a taste.
So if you're on the floor today, definitely check that out. The new trailer went up after the panel, so you can
Yeah.
watch that as well. And if we want to have Vader Immortal in our homes, how are we going to play it, and when are we going to play it?
Soon.
Soon is
Soon?
soon is what we're told.
It's being released initially on
Yeah, Oculus Quest
Quest.
and on Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But Quest initially.
Great. Well, I am super looking forward to it. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us. David Goyer, Ben Snow, everybody. Go check out Vader Immortal. Look, they got a poster. They're holding it
Yeah.
up right now.
Poster's cool.
Thank you so much. We got more Star Wars Show Live coming up in a second. Stay with us.